Hey, welcome. This is Someone Named Dean. We are back at playing BallisticNG. So, been a couple busy days for me. It's a little bit late in the evening for me. I was on the duty of watching my son, and it was all good. Wife had to go out, take care of some stuff, and I hung out with him today. And yeah, just hung out, watched some Bluey, read him some books. He's really into books nowadays, and that's been awesome. Get to practice my wacky voices with him. And then he went to bed very peacefully without any trouble, which is really nice. So it's a little bit late for me. Usually I'm in bed by now and I gotta get up for 5 a.m. to go to work, but for some reason I felt like playing some video games and recording. So here we are. Now, I'm using a different microphone this time around. I have a old, I think it's called a Blue Yeti Snowball. I bought it a long time ago, and I figured this would probably work better than my Corsair headset. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Corsair wireless headset. I just have been noticing a couple issues for some reason when it comes to recording with OBS. I've managed to tweak it and boost it to be a bit favorable, but the issue I ended up having with it was with sorry, I should actually select something and play around here so you're not just watching me stare at the menu. But yeah, I was having a bit of issues when it came to voice mod. So yeah, I figured I'd try this one, and it took a little bit of tinkering, because, you know, I'm still an amateur when it comes to, well, this whole OBS thing, voice mod, video editing. I'm getting back into using Sony Vegas Pro 19, which I bought off of Humble Bundle for like $30, and I simply got it because it's like, hey, I recognize that from 10 years ago when I last used it. So that, I've been having a couple issues with video editing as well, but you know what? It's been kind of fun doing all this video recording, because there's, I guess, a lot of layers to it. You know, I record some gameplay footage, I review the footage, tweak some stuff here and there, and basically just try to perfect it from the get-go. You know, ideally I want to record it and have the recording be as optimal as possible to minimize editing. But I wouldn't even mind if I could just completely bypass the editing process, you know, by just doing everything in OBS. Which reminds me, there we go. I got carried away while my talking and stuff. I hope you're having a good day with whatever you're doing and everything's working out in your favor. Sometimes times are tough, but what was that saying? Tough times don't last, but tough people do, or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so the other day, which was yesterday, I did actually play a bit of BallisticNG. I did the campaign mode for this. I think this one is called Techno. I can't quite remember. But anyways, no, I got it. It's safe. Yeah, I was playing around with it, and I was messing around with voice mod, but because I hadn't used it properly, it just wasn't working like I wanted it to. Goodness, okay, I gotta calm down here. So I was talking and doing wacky voices, and then it turns out a lot of it was just garbled nonsense, so I tinkered around with it, and hopefully it sounds better this time. Whew. So, during the last time I played, well, unfortunately the footage wasn't salvageable, which, oh well, you know, that's just how it goes, right? I wasn't talking about anything interesting. I was actually much more tired today. So I feel like I have a little bit more energy to talk, so kind of looked at it and I was like, well, I could try to fix up some of the audio, but too much of it was just garbled. So I kind of just gave up on it. It was a write-off. That's okay. It just means more video game, which is a good thing. Kind of nice to get back into it. So, yeah. So, the other day I was looking at some alternative options for voice mod and hotkeys and all that. Because when I was playing Pony Island the other day, I was using the number keys to punch in. There's like a prompt where you enter a password or two. And by default, because of when I played Deus Ex back in the day, you hack computers in that game, and I used to love using the number pad. Oops, buttons. So by default, you know, just muscle memory, I just go for the number pad. But I had used the number pad to map all those, you know, scene effects for OBS. You know, the scene effects being like that, or that, whatever buttons I have mapped. I'm in the middle of racing, so I really shouldn't be pushing anything. Ah! Oh no, what have I done? But anyways, so it's got me thinking like, okay, well, I don't want to spend a ton of money. I was looking at it. I guess Elgato seems to be the brand. Really popular brand, and everyone seems to use it. I'm gonna have to restart this race. I'm gonna die. I should have went for the pit stop. Oh boy. Shoot. Well, there we go. Different mic. Hopefully when I'm sighing or breathing, it's not too noticeable. Oh, we're gonna figure that out in a bit. Oh yeah, this is kind of like a racing cup type of scenario. It's the final chapter of this campaign, so it's multiple races in a row. And this ship that I found, well, in the list of available ships, I guess certain prerequisites either enable or disable certain ships, maybe. So you know, you choose I guess you choose a challenge or whatever you call it out of a campaign to get a medal for, and certain ships are available, and this one seems to be a really good racing ship, but it has no weapon capabilities, which is why whenever I drive over one of those red X's, I get nothing. But it goes really fast, which I like, except for the part where I keep crashing into things. But who needs weapons if you can just outrun everyone, right? So I'm kind of enjoying this one, and it feels like it's also just helping me learn how to race, because that's the part I seem to struggle with the most. Which is bad, because this is a racing game. But you know what? I'm pretty sure I rambled about my experience with racing games, which isn't too many. More on that later. Yeah, I don't know if this is the type of game where I should be trying to do any sort of commentary. I'm really having to focus on the race, and just talking is just a little bit tricky for me. But you know what? This is good practice. It's good experience. Much like yesterday's write-off video where I recorded stuff and it didn't work out, it's good practice. And you know, encountering problems teaches me something. You know, because sometimes it's like, okay, it's gonna be right this time, and then it wasn't.
Event complete.
So it gives me a reason to try to figure out why it didn't work out, and that's good. And I got first place. Awesome. Cool. So that was techno for the Anti-Gravity League. So let's do urban. So okay, yeah, they're called Anti-Gravity Leagues. I guess part of the campaign. And then you choose events. So if you haven't seen me play last time, when you start a new, I guess, league, It starts out with a couple events, and then as you go along, it unlocks more. And you get more points to unlock future stuff depending on your medal. So 1 point is bronze, 2 is silver, gold is 3. Haven't had a platinum yet, but I'm assuming it's 4. And then, of course, I need 14 points to unlock the next event. I don't know if you unlock ships, if they're all available off the get-go, or, you know, some are unlocked by DLC. I might have mentioned before that my brother bought me this game as my 34th birthday present. Which, yes, I'm old, in case you didn't know. And yeah, I'm really liking it. I haven't played a racing game in a very long time. But anyways, I'm doing that thing where I'm talking in the menu. So this one is Ishtar Citadel Introduction Race. Okay, so weapons. If you eliminate everyone, you must still complete all laps to win. Weapon pad cooldown is enabled. Okay. Alright. Let's do that. And this is the ship I was talking about, where its acceleration is 10, top speed is 10, handling is pretty good, shield is weak, and so is the firepower. I guess that's to balance it. Usually I like to use this one, because it's, I don't know, it's got good handling and shielding, but top speed's not so good. Maybe I'll just try this one, give it a shot. Okay.
Welcome to Ishtar Citadel.
I'm gonna have to mess around with this snowball mic because it's a little bit low. I have to find a way to elevate it. I feel like for optimal results, I have to be right next to it. I could boost it, but well, I'll figure that out later.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, this is a cool looking level. I guess alternatively I could just talk louder. That would fix any microphone issues. Also, it feels really weird to go from that super fast ship to this one. Oh, should have done that. I thought it was mines, which I got right there. Okay.
Perfect lap.
Final lap. Okay, that was a very short one. I guess it's an introductory race and all, so that makes sense. So yeah, some challenges I'm facing with the whole recording stuff. I think I might have mentioned this in a previous episode. When I use OBS, the default file is, I think it's like, what is it, MBK or something? I guess it's a fairly new file format, so that's what some videos told me on the internets when I was looking up why I couldn't import those files into Vegas Pro 19. But there was a workaround to enable an experimental mode, so I was able to edit it. But for some reason, every time I edit the videos, it's really choppy, and I just don't know if it's my computer or Vegas Pro, and I just need to experiment a bit. Some videos are fine to edit that. And then one of the Moonlighter episodes I did was just a nightmare. It kept crashing a certain percentage, and I was just researching all sorts of things to enable or disable or troubleshooting. Some advice was to render it in a different format. Probably should just get like Premiere Pro, which is, from my understanding, one of the better video editing software you can get, but I just don't want to do a monthly payment type of situation. I'm just trying to save money. I mean, I've been trying to save money my whole life. I've always been feels like I've always been strapped for cash. It's just how my life has gone. But that's okay. Like, I could be reckless with my money, but I choose to not be, so that way I can live comfortably instead of being stressed about it. Well, easier said than done. I am prone to anxiety. It's just how I am as a person. I've become more self-aware about that these days. And by doing so, I am learning how to deal with it. More on that later. So I can alter the format of how I record things in OBS to MP4, but to my understanding, the default file format, I guess when OBS crashes, it still saves a portion of it. So I haven't even experimented with MP4 because I've had a couple OBS crashes, which is another thing I'll have to look into. But you know what? Despite all this rambling I'm going on about, it is fun to troubleshoot and try to figure out why all these things aren't coming together perfectly and how I can make it work better, or, you know, to the best of my abilities.
Event complete. Gold
If I haven't
medal
already said it already,
awarded.
I really appreciate the aesthetics of this game. I appreciate how it's got that PlayStation 1 vibe going on, you know, with the texture flickering or whatever you call it, and like just a graphical pop, you know, things popping up in the distance as if the render distance is really low. I mean, maybe with my video card it is. I guess just as a reminder to people, I'm just using a GeForce 2060. It says RTX on it. I've never successfully had RTX work on it. I tried to activate it for Resident Evil Village, and it just killed the frame rate, and even like Elden Ring, it was bad. So definitely would like to look into upgrading it at some point if finances line up that I can do so. I mean, on the one hand, I don't play video games as often as I used to. Like, I'm a dad, you know, I'm gonna spend time with my son, and I gotta wait a little bit until he might be interested in video games, and he might not be, and that's cool.
Perfect lap.
You know?
Final lap.
I grew up as a nerd playing video games, and you know, playing with Lego. That might not be his thing. Watch him turn out to be a jock or something. He's a tough kid. Soon he'll be too. Well, I say soon, it's not for a while, but you know, the days are long, but the years are short. I know that's a saying I've been seeing a lot, and it's totally true.
Event complete.
Like, I can't believe he's almost 2. And yeah, it's nuts to me. I don't know. It's just dad talk, I guess. You'll have to forgive me. I am a... okay, I'm gonna do that race one more time. Just want to try to get the gold. Let's do this one. Yeah, I didn't always talk about my son or my kid. Butcher that. But you know, I'm in that racing ship, so maybe I'll catch up really quickly. Yeah, this one just goes so fast. Start to miss weaponry though with this one. But yeah, my son, I'm proud of him. He's growing up fast, feels like.
Final lap.
I guess that's what everyone says. Could be probably one part not sleeping right. It makes time drag on and simultaneously go really fast. But you get used to it. You get used to the lack of sleep. And it's amazing. I don't know, just watching a kid grow up and just, I don't know, in a way you're growing up with them, because I mean, I don't know how to parent. I'm learning how to parent every day.
Complete. Gold medal
Hey,
awarded.
gold. Perfect. Because, you know, you can do your best to plan and prepare, but you don't really know how things are going to go until you're in the moment, until you're there. And that goes with everything, really. Whether you're applying to a new job or going on a date, going for that big test, I guess becoming a dad. You know, you can anticipate it as much as you want and can, and well, it's good to be prepared, absolutely, but I guess you can never truly know how things are going to go. Hope for the best, expect the worst. But sometimes things can be, well, better than expected, I guess. So this is that race mode where you just progressively get faster and faster. These events make me really, really focus because you just keep going faster and faster. Yeah. But yeah, so yesterday I had the hiccups with the voice mod, and I spent today, after I got home from work, trying to figure out how to remedy that. And I was also looking at, you know, Steam Decks and stuff like that. They're very expensive. I'm not going to get one. But I did discover that my keyboard, it's a Corsair. I got a set with a mouse. With the keyboard. It was affordable, and I really needed a new one. And I think it's like the K55. It basically has 6 little hotkeys that I never used. So today I was like, okay, you know what? Awesome. I can set this up with voice mod, and I can tinker around with wacky, funny voices. Because I like funny, wacky voices. And I'm going to practice more on my own. But the other day I was looking at voice mod, and I was just playing around with it, and it was really fun. So I was like, okay, you know what? There's a holiday sale. It's like $40. I'll swing it. I'll treat myself this time. Because, you know, it seemed fun, and it's been a while since I got myself something. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, it definitely feels like, oh, I don't even know what, like, drifting buttons, the triggers on my Xbox controller. They're becoming very important here. Really got to focus. I'm just trying to stay in that line in the center, using the triggers to kind of skirt around the edges here, or the curves. Not like destroy myself as my car or anti-gravity airship goes faster and faster. Okay. Yeah, probably not the best game to have commentary for, because I'm like, I keep losing focus. It's also late for me. It's actually past my bedtime. Oh well. What coffee's for, right? Oh yeah, so found out the keyboard has hotkeys, but I had to actually, through the Corsair, I guess, app I have, I figured out, oh, I need to actually download Elgato Stream Deck. I'm probably calling it Steam Deck by accident. That's something else. The Stream Deck application. So I did that, and then I was able to map keys using the Corsair application. I know that sounds really weird, but so I was able to do that, but then I realized, oh, I'm not actually able to access OBS or voice mod. So then I had to learn a little bit about Stream Deck. So I watched a couple of quick videos today, and then I was able to map them with stuff. Mostly I just want to use it for wacky videos, and then at some point I'll figure out an alternative to using different scenes. So I want to have different scenes for, you know, depending on what's going on or what I'm recording. And then as a reminder, scenes are these things that can load up the little interfaces that I should be doing while racing and almost dying. Man, this is tough. You know what? Have I been able to... Oh, that's it. You know what? I forgot to check if the pit stop is even a thing. It'll probably describe it in the event thing. Let's take a look. Oh, well, you know what? I'll take silver. That's okay with me. Let's do this one. But yeah, in terms of affordable options, everything seems kind of expensive in that regard. Like, I was contemplating going to Best Buy and buying a USB number pad and hoping I could use it and assign it to stream buttons, but I don't know if it would just do the same thing as you know, the number pad on my keyboard and just like be a duplicate. I don't know if my computer would be able to just know to differentiate. And I tried looking that up, but it didn't seem like there was many answers on that. I saw other people asking that question as well. Like, hey, if I buy a USB plug-in thing, would it work? Some people were recommending instead to get, it was called a Red Dragon. It's like a one-headed keyboard with a ton of shortcut buttons, I guess, or macro shortcut buttons you could program. That's about like $60. And I'm not sure if I want to spend that much quite yet. Because I don't know how long I'm going to do this type of thing. I don't know if anyone's going to enjoy it or if anyone's cup of tea, really. I could be the worst Let's Player ever. Who knows? It might not even be interesting. But you know what? I'm having fun, and probably said this before, but if I have at least one person enjoying my videos, whoever they may be, whether it's, you know, friends or family or just, I don't know, a friend I've never met, well, that'd be awesome, and that's good enough for me. And you know, it's not like I'm doing this for fame or glory or anything, because I can't. I'm a dad. There's gonna be times where, you know, just days at a time where I don't play video games. But you know, when I get the chance to do it, it's fun to do this thing. And, you know, do all that puzzle solving of video editing and make it all work together. And, you know, improve the process. Try to make it more entertaining for myself and hopefully for others. And yeah, like I said, I want to try to hopefully get something at some point. We'll see in terms of finances. Because if I could get something and then I could have a bunch of overlays or options that I can toggle on and off using some sort of, I don't know, different buttons other than my keyboard, that would be nice. And while it hasn't been a problem using the number pad for certain games, if I could just, yeah, dedicate it to something else. That way I don't have to worry about checking the key bindings in every game I play. I can just have something dedicated, not worry about it. Which I feel like would improve the pacing of videos. I mean, I've only been really doing this for like a week and a little bit, technically. Although at the time of this video right now, I haven't uploaded any of them yet. Well, I have them uploaded. I just have them set to private because I don't know if I have the courage quite yet to share them. I might. What I'll do is maybe I'll get a little bit courageous. I'll just do it and see what happens. See what people say. And then maybe if I get discouraged, I'll just delete everything. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it'll be just fun. I'll just do it anyways. Okay. Unlock the neon liveries. I have no idea what that means. Neon liveries. G-Tech. Select livery. Virtual? What? I don't know what that means. Oh, my goodness, I didn't even know you could. Okay, that's cool. You could switch the corporation, I guess, or color scheme. I probably have some of these as DLC for my brother. I just didn't even realize it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Some of them are locked. There we go. Okay, yeah. So this is what I just unlocked. That's awesome. That's cool. Oh, I love it. Cool. Okay, well, I gotta stop admiring these ships. Let's go back to default. Just so they're a bit more recognizable off the bat. Maybe I should try something different here. Let's see. It's a good shield firepower. Acceleration top speed, but the handling is atrocious, and so is the shield. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I like the crunchy looking mountains in the background. You can see the pixels. That's just well done. Oh man, I love that. I love that aesthetic. And I appreciate how the game does a little, showcase of the level before you do it. Very scenic. Also, the music is just so good. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. This ship feels different. That's for sure. Going around corners feels good, at least. Okay. Yeah, since I beat Pony Island the other day, I've been thinking about what other game to play in my rotation of games. I do find that switching up games somehow makes me stay invested in them a bit longer. I don't know, I guess since my mom got sick, it's been kind of... Wow. More on that later. Sometimes I just have trouble just staying focused on a video game. I don't know why. It could be just the results of being spoiled with so many video games to play. Like, there's so many choices. You look on Steam, there's so much to play. And I guess part of it is like, well, there's some games I'm just avoiding because I want to wait till I have a better video card so I can really appreciate them, right? Like Baldur's Gate 3. Definitely want to play that. Definitely want to wait till my graphic card is better. I have a couple on my wish list that I'm just not thinking about right now. But I guess, yeah, for a different game to play, maybe something puzzly, maybe something don't know. Maybe I could do horror. I do want to play Amnesia: The Bunker at some point, but I have to be in the mood for that type of game. But maybe something like a puzzler. I think there's a game called Viewfinder or something, or that game looked interesting. Also was thinking about maybe getting Antechamber when it's on sale. Been meaning to buy that for a while. Also might have some puzzle games. Puzzle walking simulator games. Maybe I'll check those out. Kentucky Route Zero was a game I've been thinking about playing. Maybe I'll do that next. Actually, that's a game I've been thinking about. That... Oh, I'm dead. I'll return to Grid, but I'll use a different ship. Let's go back to the Hyperion. I'm just more familiar with this one.
Welcome, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, before I started doing all this recording stuff, and I know I've said the sentiment before, but I'm just going to repeat it again just in case you haven't seen the other video. Or videos. I don't even know when I talked about it. I know I did at some point. But, yeah, sometimes there's just games I played and I really enjoyed, never got around to finishing it, and then I think about playing it, and then I think about, oh man, it'd be awesome to share this very cool game or talk about it with people. And, you know, as a dad, and, you know, with a job that's really early in the morning, and just family obligations going on, and trying to keep in touch with people, it becomes a juggling act, right? And sometimes there isn't time to play video games, or when I play video games, it's just not really convenient to stream or you know, jump into chat with other people and show them these games. And it's something I want to do because growing up, I grew up watching my cousins and playing games with my brothers. Like, my cousins would always be getting all sorts of different games, and you know, I got to see like a lot of PS2 games, and those were the days, and I do miss those days. You know, just biking together to EB Games, and just basically grabbing a game based on the appearance of the cover. You know, and releases were just so... Well, I wouldn't say they were... The PS2 had a fantastic library on it, but nowadays so many games come out. I think 2023, so many games just flew past my radar. Like, apparently Talos Principle 2 is really good. That's a game I definitely want to play, but I gotta play through the first one. Not that I really know anything about it, but I kind of just look at a game, and if it looks like a unique experience, it piques my interest, and then I try not to look too much into it, try to wait till it's on sale, then kind of nab it and, you know, just go in blind. Because sometimes if I front load myself with a bunch of reviews, I've already formed an opinion, you know, and sometimes games could be pleasantly surprising if you just go in blind or give it a chance. Double-edged sword, mind you, because sometimes you need to know what you're getting into before you put your hard-earned money into it. So, I guess I'm contradicting myself there. So I guess on that note, if I'm ever a little uncertain, sometimes I'll just look up a streamer that I enjoy watching, see if they played it, and just watch a couple minutes of them playing it. So, very rarely have I bought a game brand new. My wife's uncle, who very worldly person, always traveling, always full of mystic advice, basically a bachelor forever. He had a saying, and I do apply it to video games, but his saying was, if you don't need to see a movie within the first week that it comes out, you can wait. You can wait till it's cheaper to see it, to rent it. And I kind of apply that to video games as well. If I don't need to play it within the first week, then I can wait. some time until it's on sale.
Event complete. Gold medal.
Mind you, I really did want to get Baldur's Gate 3. I just held off on it because, like I said, I want to be able to maximize my enjoyment with a better video card. But yeah, tangent aside, you know, I miss those good old days of playing video games with people, and this kind of captures that essence of just, you know, just talking and playing a video game and being able to share experiences with it, or with others. Like, even though I did really, really terrible voices for Pony Island, I really enjoyed being surprised from that game and thoroughly entertained, and I like how it kind of breaks the fourth wall here and there. It was good. I guess to be expected, because I played Inscription first, and that game did some wacky stuff as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to Pony Island 2 now, especially since, you know, now I realize, like, hey, it's done by the guy who did Inscription, and I think that came out in 2021, and it was probably one of my favorite games that I managed to play that year. Not that I played that many, but... Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Well, I say that, but watch me crash now. Okay, yep. Okay. Anyways, thanks for listening to me ramble. I mean, I'm barely talking about the game. I don't have a chat, so I'm just kind of... I guess I'm just speaking my mind.
Silver medal.
Silver. I'm okay moving on. I'm not the type to try to get gold for everything, or at least I don't want to do that while recording gameplay footage. Maybe I'll save that for another day when I feel like it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, one of these game modes where it's really tough.
Toxic.
So because my son is teething again, I mean, he's been teething his whole life. I can say that. It's kind of true. He's been kind of waking up in the middle of the night, and you know, I just go in to resettle him. It's just easier that way. Not all the time, but I end up sleeping better if I check on him because I feel guilty if I don't. Well, anyways, as a result, I don't know if I'm hitting that REM sleep, so I've been having a lot more dreams than usual. I mean, I'm kind of a person who I feel like I dream quite a lot. At least according to conversations I've had with other people. Some people tell me they never dream. But yeah, I had a wacky dream the other day. Where, so when I dream, I sometimes die a lot of my dreams, and it's kind of, it is what it is. I guess I'm used to it. It's just kind of how I wake up. I find, you know, sometimes it's just unceremonious, like I fall from a silly distance. And sometimes it's something wacky, like I'm hiding from Jason Voorhees in a giant ice cream cooler. I'm like, well, I'm freezing to death, might as well eat ice cream, and then I die and wake up, and that's just how it goes. But yeah, I had a dream. This is kind of gonna be a weird topic, I guess. I mean, is it any weirder than what I've already said? I don't know. You'll have to let me know, or not. All good. But I had a dream I was at my own funeral and kind of witnessing it from a third-person perspective, and yeah, you know, I woke up and I don't know, it kind of shook me a bit. It made me very appreciative of all the people in my life, everyone who's ever been my friend, whether they still are or, you know, were my friend in the past. I'll always appreciate them for being a part of my life and the memories they get, you know, we made together. And yeah, it just made me, I don't know. It was just an unusual dream.
Zone 30 clear.
I guess what makes life beautiful is the ephemeral quality to everything, how everything is just temporary. When things go wrong, that's kind of when you really appreciate what you have or had, you know? It's like getting a cold. Whoa. Yeah, you know, you get a runny nose, you get a congested cough, throat hurts, snot's running down your face. Really makes you appreciate, you know, when you didn't have a cold, when you were healthy. Yeah.
Zone 40 clear.
I wonder if anyone else out there also dreams like a crazy amount. I have heard that if you eat cheese, it induces crazier dreams. I guess it might. Maybe what you eat. I mean, I would say if I eat spicy food and my stomach is bothering me, I might be more prone to dreaming. But I've always had weird sleeping issues. Like, I used to sleepwalk. And then after that, I had a lot of sleep paralysis. I actually had sleep paralysis the other day. I can't remember. I guess my son woke me up. And then afterwards, I was restless. And then I remember just having sleep paralysis and just a set of, like, legs. Just shadowy legs were just walking around, and it freaked me out because when I have sleep paralysis, I guess I open my eyes slightly and I start superimposing things that aren't there into the room, and I can't move. I can barely move. And sometimes I know, like, oh yeah, I'm just sleeping, I'm just dreaming, it's sleep paralysis, just ignore it. But you know, sometimes I'm dreaming and I don't realize I'm dreaming, or you know, at least in the case of sleep paralysis, I know I'm dreaming, but I can't move, so that anxiety sets in, and then I panic. You know, for a long time, it used to be that if I would have sleep paralysis and I could move, the only thing I could really do is, like, wiggle my toe until I can move my foot, and then eventually kick my leg, and that would jolt me awake. Or sometimes I'd change my rate of breathing so that way my wife can hear me, and then she would kind of shake me awake. Actually, I don't want to redo this one.
Silver medal awarded.
Return to grid. Let's do this one.
Welcome to 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. The same night, I had that weird funeral dream of myself. I had this dream where I went to my buddy's wedding in, well, so a friend of mine that I've known for quite some time is getting married in June, and I'm really, really hoping I can make it to the wedding. Oh dear, it might cost me the race. Let's see, I might be able to catch up. But you know, it's just a little tricky. Like, it'd be most affordable if I just go by myself. My kid will be at the age where if he goes on a plane, I'll need to pay for his ticket, but a lot of this trip is most likely going to be traveling, and it just wouldn't be fair to him to just expect him to sit on a plane and then to sit in either a taxi or a car we rent and then sit at a wedding. Because he's very squirmy. He's a very active kid. He likes to go outside a lot and play, even though we've been going through this cold snap. I've been just trying to find other ways to entertain him. It's tricky sometimes, you know? Used to be easy where I could just have the bassinet next to my computer and play video games.
Event complete.
Ooh, I didn't do
No
so good on
medal.
that one. Let's try one more time. Why not? I know I was saying I wouldn't replay some of them, but I at least want to get a medal. Let's retry that one. I feel like that boost makes all the difference.
3, 2, 1, go!
But yeah, I'm sure we could make it work, but I feel like we gotta expose him to road trips first, or something like that, just so we can familiarize him with long distance traveling, and also for us to work out ways to, you know, cope with him if he needs something. It's all new to me, right? Like, I know the obvious. It's like, hey, you know, have things that entertain him and stuff like that. Be prepared. But because I haven't done it yet, well, I don't want to just blindly do it and hope for the best, especially for something very important as someone's wedding, as a friend's wedding, that is. But yeah, so, I mean, financially speaking anyways, we probably can't do the three of us. Most likely it'll just be me. But we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, it seems like every time I get a little bit ahead in saving money, and you know what? I'm sure everyone's been through this type of situation where, you know, kind of rains, it pours. And for the record, I'm doing okay. I'm keeping my chin up. Not a whole lot you can do because sometimes life stuff happens and sometimes you just gotta spend money. But yeah, basically we had to shell out $6,000 to get an AC unit in our house last year. Well, I say house, it's a townhouse. I live in a townhouse. And yeah, because the year before, just during summer, I don't know if it's just because the summers are getting hotter or if it was just because of a heat wave. It was just unbearable. And we had two indoor AC units that plug into your window, or sorry, you plug it into an outlet in your house and then you hook it up to your window. But yeah, it was just so brutal, and the machines were just basically on 24/7. And it got to the point where it was so hot. I don't know if it's maybe just where I live. It's, I don't know, just not properly insulated. I mean, the windows are definitely going, which is just going to be another expense. More on that later. But I do have, it's probably going to have to happen, and I'm probably going to have to spend like $17,000 I don't have, which is, it's just part of life. I should have looked up the mechanics of this race event, because I don't know what's going on. Very, very slow. Huh. But yeah, so shell out money, but it was a necessary investment because the first year that my son was here, basically we could either be in our bedroom or the living room, because it was the only two rooms that we had the AC units hooked up to, and they were loud, and they're the sort that you have to empty manually, so it'd be like every 3 hours we had to empty, like, oh my goodness. What the? Actually, I'm gonna quit this race and find out what this is. Upsurge. Hit speed pads to begin building potential zones. Use weapons to increase your zone or drop weapon to replenish your shield. Activate a shield. That one I want to try a couple times. Maybe well, I'll say off stream when I'm not recording. Just because I'm using a bunch of rules I'm not familiar with. But yeah, it was toasty. It was hot. And it was basically, I guess where I live gets hit by the sun quite a lot when it's rising and setting. So I was just sweltering. Now, some things that did help us with that scenario was we did invest in some blackout curtains. Went to a liquidation store and found a good deal on some, really affordable, and they seemed to block out the sun, which really helped. And then we also got some curtains to curtain off the living room where we were in, because otherwise it felt like the AC unit that we had in the living room just wasn't working. But that summer, towards the end of it, one of the AC units basically just exploded. I guess the plastic hose that was connected to the window, it was a really warm night, and I guess it had been running for like 24/7 just because we needed it in order to just barely sleep. And yeah, it sounded like a jet engine was taking off, and it woke me up in the middle of the night. I couldn't even hit the power button because I was just so startled. So I was like trying to hit the power button, and my hand kept missing it. So I just unplugged it, and then yeah, ultimately it was just busted. And we had bought that like maybe 3 or 4 years ago for $600. And so then we were thinking, well, I guess we could buy another one. We're not allowed to have AC units that hang outside our window, so it'd have to be that style, but those ones are more expensive. They don't pump as much BTU. And then we were rationalizing, well, if we just got an AC unit outside plugged into our place, that we'd have to shell out more money, but it would be more cost effective because it at least would do the entire house. So, and luckily it turns out, and this is a thing I didn't know, because we had, I guess, ventilation or vents in our house, it worked out perfectly. But we have family who was looking into it, and they would have to shell out like way more money than we did because they had baseboard heating, so they didn't have vents running in their house. So we were lucky in that regard that we didn't have to spend as much as we could have. Also, we went with a local company versus, I think we looked at Home Depot and Costco, and they were going to charge $12,000 or $13,000 for the same work that a local company was willing to do for a better unit, a better and newer unit, which was really, really nice. So we went with it, and I'm glad we did, because that summer, basically, you know, my poor kid had to be in his diaper basically because it was just so hot whenever we were home or when it was time for bed. And we were just going out to like the mall or visiting family and friends that had AC because it was just unbearable. So then we invested in it, and I'm glad we did. So I think in the end it'll be more cost effective than, say, trying to buy an AC unit for every room in the house just to make it bearable, as well as trying to find a place to store them, or you know, just could leave it. I did leave the one in the bedroom for like in that spot for years, but it's a bit of an eyesore. Okay, kind of reaching that 1 hour mark. I wasn't expecting to play this late. It's almost 10 for me. Oh, you know what? I've been doing this, and I completely forgot about my voice mod stuff. So I successfully set it up using the weird Stream Deck hotkeys on my keyboard. It's not Stream Deck; it's a Corsair thing. But for some reason, it told me to download it, and yeah, I was able to map the voice mod. Try testing it out. Actually, let's see here.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, I have playback audio disabled, so I don't actually know if this is perfectly working, but I should sound like a pilot according to the description. You can be the judge of that. And then maybe I'll just mess around with voices here on a custom set race. I've never had the ability to talk, but as it gets later, I have less ability to talk. Oh, let's see, where are the custom ships, or custom vessels? Let's be the GameCube. Yeah, this is the custom mode where you can basically download workshop items. And this is straight out of F-Zero GX of the GameCube. And I'm on a GameCube. And we're racing against other custom racers, and I have no idea if any of these are balanced. But yeah, despite the fact I like doing wacky voices, the other day, I was just messing around with voice mod, and I was like, you know what, this is awesome. And yeah, I thought I'd treat myself. Especially if I'm going to be doing games where I'm reading, and I don't know. Probably some people aren't going to like me reading all the dialogue. Maybe I won't be able to all the time, maybe I might not feel like it, but I feel like if I play some wacky voices, it might, I don't know, it might be fun. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. But yeah, let's see,
There isn't one of the voices. Yeah. If it's working, hopefully it's working. It's kind of crazy how you can just, I don't know, push a button and it changes your voice. So, that's kind of lucky. But yeah, we'll definitely have to mess around with it a bit more. And fine tune it. So after I'm done recording this video, I'll definitely see how the audio levels are and mess around.
See if it worked out as planned. So I guess my next goals for what I'm doing here is, yeah, try to decide like what games to play. It will definitely be games I'm interested in, because I feel like if I try to cater to anyone, I'll just walk myself out, you know? Has to be stuff I'm interested in, so that way I'm genuine from myself at all times. But I don't know, I don't think I can be I don't have the energy or capacity to be anyone other than myself, for better or for worse. Although, disclaimer, I'm always trying to improve myself, so there's that at least. And yeah, so I play all sorts of video games, and I definitely want to go through my backlog first. So maybe I might play Kentucky Route Zero, because I know that game I think I've last played it gosh, 11 years ago. And I really enjoyed it, and I really wanted to share it with people. And if I'm doing this, this will be the perfect opportunity. Maybe that's next. Yeah, voice mod. It's fun. It's wacky. I basically got it because you could have a Space Marine voice, and I was like, you know what? This is awesome. Oh, well, I play D&D with my buddies every Wednesday, and I'll definitely mess around with it. Well,
Probably just use it sparingly because I can't imagine that. Well, maybe a lot of these voices are reset. Well, these aren't so. You know, if you're watching this program, you have to listen to another person who has used it or yourself. So it might not have that entertainment value that I'm experiencing by just messing around with it.
But anyways. Well, I should definitely wrap this up. This is way past what I was expecting to play. I'm having fun. And I'm getting distracted by having fun. Even though right now I'm losing. Oh well. Can't win them all, I guess. But hey, thank you for being here. Thanks for listening. I hope you had fun. I hope there's something of entertainment here. And yeah, maybe I'll see you around. Maybe next time. So, yeah. Thanks again. You take care of yourself. Keep doing the best you can. I'll do the same. And yeah, I'll see you later. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna hit the button. It's gonna do the little effect thingy right on.